If, as I suggested in the last lecture module, that the fundamental problem for oppositional substance dualism is really twofold, both that it has difficulty explaining interactions between mind and body, but that even if it could explain them, it still would face the problem of having to deal with the chaos that such interactions would cause in our well-established, highly advanced, and incredibly useful physical domain laws. A different strategy for addressing the strained relationship between these two substances is to deny some aspect of interactionism. The first candidate that we'll consider here is epiphenomenalism. Epiphenomenalism simply notes that, hey, if there's a problem with the mental causing the physical, if that could potentially violate a bunch of highly advanced, incredibly useful laws, then let's suppose causation only goes from the physical towards the mental, so that the mental can't cause the physical, but the physical can cause the mental. This particular move doesn't really seem to be very satisfying, because my mental states seem to cause my physical states. There doesn't seem to be any reason to suppose that causality is asymmetrical in this way, so it doesn't really satisfy those initial intuitions that drove the dualist to a dualist ontological framework, nor does it really make sense as a hypothesis about causal relationships. And of course, if you want to run an epiphenomenalist position, you could run it either direction, depending on which causal direction worried you more, though both of them look problematic for the same reasons. The other way that you might try to deal with this is to suppose that in fact there is no interaction, but that there still nevertheless seems to be interaction. So if we suppose that mental properties and processes cannot cause physical properties and processes and vice versa, and in addition, we claim that mental and physical properties and processes are irreducible to one another, but that the world unfolds in these two domains in an exactly parallel fashion, such that it seems as though they are causally interacting, then we get the appearance of causal interaction together with the avoidance of trying to formulate any theory about that causal interaction. Now, this view may seem strange, but it has been held. Leibniz arguably holds a version of something like a parallelism. You can try to motivate it metaphorically by discussing how correlation doesn't always require causation. So if I have two watches, they will show the same time even though they're not causally interacting with one another. It doesn't really solve our problem of interaction though, because it just introduces another problem. Why, oh why, are the physical and the mental unfolding in a way that is exactly parallel if they don't actually have any causal interactions with each other? As a result, denying causal interaction doesn't seem to provide us with any solutions to the problems that arise in the context of oppositional substance dualism.